It's awesome that we get to do this interview because I feel like the way that Amber just led us in worship is a great testimony to who she is. Can we just give her a round of applause for Amber being awesome? Last night, we had the opportunity to talk about how we're invited to participate in what God is doing. We're invited to sit with him at the table, but also how we often have misunderstandings about who God is, right? And we might think that he's this angry judge or this distant creator or powerless but concerned parent. And we have to take those things seriously. We have to wrestle through like what really is the character of God. And so we get to hear from Amber today about a time when you've wrestled with the character of God.
I was definitely thinking about it, and what particularly Grant spoke about and what Isaac actually displayed over here on the table was this false image of God that I understood for basically more than half of my life. So over 10 and something years, I've believed that God was disappointed in me and that my sin or my shame or anything was too great for him, and that it was a nuisance for me to come to him, and he had to, I got to send my son, I got to save these people, oh, this is annoying. That's how I believed he was. And so I would have such a high expectation on myself to, I guess, perform, have perfection, be hiding things behind the scenes and not truly actually run to the Father or come to the Father. And it was his grace. I didn't deserve it. I never will. Maybe in heaven I will. Probably not even then. His grace is a free gift given to us. And it was only really a couple of days ago before this camp that I was in a bitter place still towards God and his character, that I was like, why can't you change me? Why can't you just fix me? Why can't you make me what you say you want me to be, perfect and holy and blameless? Why can't you make me that? I feel like I'm so broken and just torn and not where you want me to be. And he was like, yeah, but my grace covers you like an umbrella. That's the thing that I see. Christ is the thing that I see on you. And so it's only really been a couple of days that I've actually understood from my 22 years of life that it's his grace that is so overwhelming that regardless of if you feel that you willfully choose sin, that you willfully want to turn away from God, you have this inkling, oh, but I want to do right by God. But for me, I was still like almost willfully going, yeah, but this is easier. Sin is easier. It seems more natural. But it was his grace that was over me. And a lot of us struggle with that, and I'm definitely not alone in that. But his character, I didn't struggle with his character. I struggled with this false representation that I thought he was that. And that was the biggest thing. And now I'm wrestling and continuing to wrestle. It's not a set and forget. Oh, now I know his grace, my life is perfect. It's like, no, I have to remember each and every day, whoa. That's what I love about those songs when they say like, whoa, whoa. It's literally saying like, whoa, God, you've done that for me. And that's what I've been wrestling with very recently, actually. So it's always a journey. It's never a set and forget. I'm a Christian now. My life is perfect. It's you're now walking with Christ, and he's walking with you hand in hand, whether or not you feel it or not.
I told you that I wouldn't go away from the questions, but I have a different question for you. How do you faithfully wrestle with God? And I ask you that because I've seen you do that really, really well. So what does it look like for you when you recognize that there's this thing that you're like, I know that that's not God, but I feel that way. Like, I feel like this is what God is like, or I'm frustrated, I'm angry. How do you be in that space and be in that space faithfully?
I don't think I do it well. But music has been a huge part of my life, and a way that I can wrestle with God in a healthy way and have frustration not towards him, but just my situation, and I want to give that to him, I'll just, I don't know, write some verses and just play a melody behind it and just sing that to God and go, God, what are you doing? But that's all in private. Not a lot of people see that. And I think that's probably a key part, is I pull myself away from others. Not in a, I want to, isolate myself, but I want time with God, solely with him, without the influences of everyone else's opinions. I pull myself away, and God freely gives us that time. He gave us the Sabbath, a day to literally rest and be with him so that we're rejuvenated for the rest of the week. And that has been pivotal for me as well, to remain faithful in that and have, I guess, strict boundaries around that Sabbath day and go, no, this is my time with God. And I still fail in that a lot. But that's the beautiful thing about grace. You just keep coming back to him. He just wants you to keep coming back to him. And that's what I have to continue to do. That if I go, oh no, I'll do this today, it's like, dang, I missed out on something that God could have given me, or time with him. And yeah, nothing's ever perfect. We will never do anything perfect. And it's time away with him that I think, without a prepared question, trying to come
No, that's
ahead.
perfect. Finding time away with just you and God to be able to wrestle with him means you're having conversation with him and being honest with him. And worship is the way that you do that. And that's beautiful. I want to encourage you, before we go into our team times, I've known Amber for a long time, for like 4 years now. And I have been absolutely blessed by your friendship and your faithfulness to the Lord as you wrestle through things. Amber was leading worship today, and then we asked her also to do this interview. And you probably all know about Amber, that she will never back down from a challenge. She's like, yes, of course, I'm in. I'll do it. And it's that faithfulness and that consistency, and that happens in all areas of her life. So that's in humility. She's not backing down from the challenge. That's in all things. And I've admired so much the way that you have processed with God and been faithful to God. And I love getting to be your friend. So thank you for sharing with everybody and encouraging everyone. We are going to move into team times now. And this is just another reminder that this vulnerability, what Amber is able to share from up here, you're able to share in your groups. So just really try to think and reflect and be honest as to where you're at. There's no wrong place to be. So you guys are dismissed. You're good to go. Awesome.